Assembled guests, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and the singing of our national anthem. To the flag.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red and white, flag of bursting it grew through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You may be seated. Our upper school chorus and faculty guests will now sing You'll Never Walk Alone and Climb Every Mountain by Rodgers and Hammerstein.
When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high, and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm, it's
Good morning. It is my great pleasure on this beautiful day to welcome you to Morgan Park Academy's 143rd commencement. Today, we honor the efforts and accomplishments of the graduates here before us. Together with their families and friends, we usher them into the next phase of their lives, and we recognize a class educated in the MPA tradition as independent thinkers and global leaders. Our distinguished guests from the class of 1952, 1971, and 1973 are such leaders. Welcome to Mr. D. Stephen Menzies from the class of 1973, this year's commencement speaker, Mr. Denny Cresep from the class of 1952, recipient of the Richard L. Duchossois Integrity and Values Alumni Award, and Mr. Bill Hickey, former trustee and 2014 recipient of the Duchossois Integrity and Values Alumni Award. It is an honor to share the podium with these extraordinary leaders and alum of MPA. Welcome to MPA faculty and staff, students, family members, and friends, and to our trustees. Most of all, welcome to the class of 2016. You have long anticipated this day with some eagerness, some anxiety, some with a complicated mix of emotions, but whatever you are feeling here today, you deserve to hold a keen sense of pride. You've made it. When I think of this class, I instinctively feel a sense of excitement and anticipation. I am excited to see the impact that each of these students will make in their respective fields. I am excited because I've had the opportunity to get a glimpse of their potential while learning and growing under the watchful eyes of MPA. The joy of being a pre-K through 12th grade school is we get to really see how students grow physically, academically, intellectually, and ethically. The class of 2016 has grown to be a strong, empathetic group of gracious leaders. They have really shown the student body what it means to be upperclassmen. This class has led our school community in the arts, athletics, academics, and service, all while making sure that every student in every division felt included. On any given day, members of the class of 2016 could be seen playing football or throwing a frisbee in Jones Bowl with lower and middle school students, sometimes during a class period. Others helped lower school teachers with their grade level plays, and still others were student tutors for middle and upper school kids. This was also the class that wanted to leave their impact on the academy in their leadership as student advocates for what they believed and wanted for their MPA experience. They were gracious, respectful, but insistent about changes they wanted for their MPA. Not changes that benefited the senior class or even just the upper school, but changes that impacted student leadership opportunities throughout the student body. This was one fierce class. I also feel a strong sense of anticipation when I think of the class of 2016. While we have had the pleasure of watching them grow into wonderful young adults, this is only the beginning. I can only wait with anticipation for what they will become and how they will leave their mark on the world the way they have here at MPA. I can only imagine what 39 students with an independent spirit, a genuine appreciation for the differences and uniqueness of each individual, and a fierce but gracious sense of social justice will accomplish. I believe our future is in safe hands. The class of 2016 will be missed on campus, but their impact will be felt well beyond their time here at MPA. To the parents, grandparents, extended family, and all who helped make it possible for the students to be a part of our community, I say thank you. Thank you for allowing us the opportunity to be a part of your child's life. I, along with the entire faculty and staff, feel privileged and honored to have been a part of their growth. Finally, I leave you with one of my favorite quotes from Maya Angelou. Each of us, famous or infamous, is a role model for someone. And if we aren't, we should behave as though we are. Cheerful, kind, loving, courteous. Because you can be sure someone is watching and taking deliberate and diligent notes. Thank you. I'd now like to welcome Mr. Raj Rathi, the chair of our Board of Trustees, to the podium.
Parents, welcome to Morgan Park Academy. You've been on an incredible journey watching your kids grow and prosper, and today we reached the commencement of that, and we're very, very proud of your children and your students and our soon-to-be alumni. Faculty, thank you very much for all your hard work. Without you, we know this school does not flourish, and your hard work and dedication shows through day in and day out. To my fellow trustees, again, the tireless work that you do in the boardroom to help frame the strategic thought process of the school and where we're going and what we can see with the challenges that we face, but how we're overcome them, doesn't happen without all the diligent effort that you've put in. So thank you very much. Finally, to the class of 2016, congratulations. Doesn't seem like it's enough, but we certainly are looking forward, as Ms. Shepard just said, to seeing where you take us from here. Ms. Shepard also hit on a theme that's prevalent in this school of how we think about Morgan Park Academy. We think about independent thinkers, we think about global leaders. As you look upon your 4 years of education here in the high school, I think you can reflect upon how you've been taught and really given the tools to critically analyze situations, to think independently. And now it's going to be up to you to take that next step and use that as you prosper in college and in your next steps thereafter. The global part of our curriculum and the student body that you have here is not done by accident either. We believe that that is going to give you an opportunity to even further develop and enhance what you can do to leave this place in a better place than the way we found it. Ultimately, the hard work that has been done with you and by you on campus, we hope to see how you take that going forward. And the real question will be how you will continue that journey and what skills should you be taking with you along with the MPA education. I have 4 or 5 things I'd like to suggest that you guys, everyone here thinks about. One is, don't be afraid to take risks. Success does not come without failure. And if you don't fail, chances are you're not taking enough risk and you're not pushing yourself hard enough or fast enough. Second, in our world today, it's not a surprise that things are blending in together and our world is becoming much more global. Think about the 90 zip codes of students that come to this school. Think about the students that we have from China. Think about the foreign students that we have that do foreign transfers into the school. That ultimately is going to lead you to have a little bit broader perspective of the school. Take that perspective, nurture it, and know that you are a little bit ahead of the game because you have a different perspective that's a much broader perspective. Third, think about what you do not as work, but think about it as passion. Do what you're passionate about, and if you do what you're passionate about, whether it's your educational field you decide to go take under, or your work that you do professionally thereafter, you won't view it as work. You'll view it as something that you embrace, and you'll be excellent at it. The fourth thing I'd like to share with you is that integrity matters. People will remember you for what you've done and how you've treated them. You get a chance to make a first impression once, but people will also remember how you did things correctly. And that memory will be in their brain for not just 1 year or 2 years, but 15 or 20 years after you've interacted with them. So keep in mind that integrity does matter, and let that be a guiding light for you as well. Finally, what I'd also like to leave you with is to think about being a giver and not just a taker. Ultimately, leaving this world in a better place than the way we found it is something we should all strive for. You've been given the skills to do that and a little bit of that foundation, not just through MPA, not just through the faculty that's here, but through your parents and through your fellow students. Take that, grab it, and let that be a call to duty, because that is the way we're going to make this world a better place. And that's also consistent with 3 of the alums that are behind me and what they've done, and hopefully they can also serve as role models, as you'll soon hear. So with that, I'd like to say congratulations to the class of 2016. Morgan Park Academy's highest award for alumni is the Richard Duchossois Award for Integrity and Values. It's given annually in recognition of Dick Duchossois' lifetime achievements, outstanding professional success, and service to the Academy, his community, and to the society here. Here to present the award is our 2014 recipient, Bill Hickey. Bill is a 1971 graduate. In fact, before walking on the stage today, Bill told me he literally graduated 45 years ago today. So it is a little bit of a walk down memory lane. He's the longtime president of Lampen Hickey Steel, a fourth-generation family business founded nearly 90 years ago. It ranks amongst the largest steel service companies in North America. He's a member and past chairman of the Industry Trade Advisory Committee for Steel to the U.S. Trade Representative and International Trade Administration in the U.S. Department of Commerce. He's also chair of the Illinois Manufacturers Association and a former chairman of the Metal Center Institute. Obviously, Bill is a chronic underachiever. In 2012, he was named National Service Center Executive of the Year. Here at MPA, Bill has served on our Board of Trustees in the 90s and along with his wife, Leslie, have been among our most dedicated alumni. I'd now like to welcome Bill to introduce this year's Duchossois recipient. Thank you.
Well, I want to thank Raj for that great introduction. He did it just as I wrote it. You know, I've had the chance to know Dick Duchossois for a long time, and I'm sorry he can't be here today. Did we lose the mic? Be here today. He's attending a college graduation for one of his grandchildren who's graduating from, I believe it's Northwestern Law School today. So I know he'd love to be here and to have a chance to present this award to Denny. Denny was born and raised in Chicago and graduated from the academy in 1952, and then he moved to Oklahoma to follow his parents. There he attended the University of Oklahoma, and then he joined the U.S. Army, where he was deployed most of his career in the Army in Germany. After his discharge from the Army, he returned to Oklahoma in 1959, the same year that Oklahoma changed its laws on liquor distribution, which before in 1959, the state of Oklahoma had very different alcohol distribution laws. This allowed Denny the opportunity to become part of the liquor distribution business in the state of Oklahoma. And in 1968, he purchased a Northeast Oklahoma small liquor distributor that was selling a beverage called beer. I know it's hard to believe they weren't selling beer in Oklahoma before, but it was different. So he bought an Anheuser-Busch distributorship. And over the last 43 years, he and his wife Gail and their family grew that business into the 10th largest beer distribution business in the United States, where he was selling over 10.5 million cases of beer a year. And he did that through the entrepreneurial efforts of providing a great service, a great product to over 3,000 customers. In 2001, the family sold the business back to Anheuser-Busch, and they took the money and they put it into the Family Foundation, which last year distributed over $1.3 million to a variety of charities in Oklahoma and across the country. This life experience is a great example of what the Academy graduates behind me are challenged to try and accomplish. The entrepreneurism that gives great value creates wealth, that wealth can be shared with the families of those organizations, and at some point, just as charitable giving in itself. We are really honored today to have Denny with us. It is my pleasure to present him with the Duchossois Award. Denny.
Morning. I'd like to start by thanking Mrs. Shepherd and the Morgan Park Board of Trustees for choosing me for this award. I have to say that it was unexpected, and not just because I never expected to find myself on a list of Morgan Park alumni prestigious enough to receive the Richard Ducheswall Award. But also, let's face it, it's been 64 years since I graduated, and a little surprising to be remembered after that long period of time. I knew I left an impression on the faculty while I was here, but I didn't think it was the kind of impression that it would have gotten me invited back. But what an honor. Thank you so much. I truly am humbled. Being recognized by receiving this award is special to me on a deeply personal level. And not just because Morgan Park made such a big difference in my life, which it did, but also because of the special relationship I had with the man the award is named after. 2 years before I started at Morgan Park in 1948, Richard Ducheswall set the gold standard of achievement for a Morgan Park graduate when he returned from 5 European campaigns with 2 Bronze Stars and a Purple Heart. Richard was an inspiration to all of us back then, and I would hope to continue to be an inspiration to graduates as long as there's a Morgan Park Academy. But my relationship with Richard, who I always knew as Dick, actually goes back long before I became a Morgan Park cadet. I got to know Dick when he married Beverly, the lovely daughter of Art and Mildred Thrall. Since before I was born, Art and Mildred had been my parents' best friends. I grew up knowing the Thralls by extension. Dick is a family, and we were also close to Beverly. She was actually babysitting with me the first day I took my steps. I was about 7 or 8 when she and Dick got married. And if I was honest, I might say my first memory of Dick was as the man who stole my favorite babysitter. After returning from the war, Dick joined Art and Beverly's brother, Jerry, in the Thrall family business. In 1952, he became CEO of the Thrall Manufacturing Company in Chicago Heights, and he spent the next 25 years growing it into the second largest producer of railroad cars. Whether you know it or not, he had a hand in the success of all Morgan Park alumni, including myself. I graduated from Morgan Park in 1952 and then moved to Oklahoma, where I settled down, started a family, and created a number of businesses. Coming back to Chicago and being on campus again brings back many good memories. I know there's a lot has changed here, but also I see that it looks very familiar. Over in Hanson Hall, on the second floor left, is the room where I lived my senior year when I was a boarder. When I was here, Morgan Park was, of course, a military academy. We did a lot of military drills, learning to stand in line, salute, march, polish, leather, and brass. Although it wasn't an official school function, I even had to swallow a live goldfish as initiation for a club we used to have here called the Dracos. And let me tell you, swallowing live goldfish is an experience that stays with you. I expect that old military drill work probably sounds pretty awful to most of everybody today. While a lot of military academy was hard work, I can't say it was awful because I learned a lot about character, leadership, and perseverance. All that self-discipline helped in every part of my academic, military, and professional life. The part that was awful was that there were no girls on campus back then. If we hoped to find a date to take dancing, we had to go down the street to the Loring School for girls. It wasn't quite as bad as it sounds though, because all the girls were just as lonely as we were. Despite all the changes, or maybe because of them, this is the best time to be a Morgan Park graduate. Congratulations. And you should be proud of what you have achieved and should treasure the friendships you've made. I have built a very successful group of businesses on the value of friendship. So trust me when I tell you this, friendship is an investment in people, and that is the one of the best investments that you can make. Before I close, there's one more thing I want to say about the thralls, and it's an important part of the message I want to leave with you today. Although I've never known for sure, which should tell you what kind of people the thralls were, but I believe to this day it was Art and Mildred who made it financially possible for me to attend such a fine institution as Morgan Park. By the time I was of age, both their son Jerry and of course their son-in-law Dick had graduated from Morgan Park, so they knew what kind of difference a school like this could make in a person's life. And they made sure I was afforded the opportunity. There's only one reason the thralls would have done that for me: the friendship they shared with my parents. Growing up with the thralls taught me from a young age that developing friendships at every opportunity was one of the most important things I could do. And I mean every opportunity. I made it a point to be as friendly and respectful to the folks who worked behind the cash register, in the kitchen, and in the warehouse as I was to the men and women sitting in the corner offices. If you only give attention to the people you think can do something for you, you are at that particular moment, you miss an opportunity to build a good reputation through your life with people who can help you in ways you'll never know. That's happened to me a couple times where some people in Palos that lived behind us when I was in grade school had moved to Little Rock, and when I got out of the Army, I called that gentleman and he got me an interview with National Distillers, and that was my first job. And then after that, I met a Indian, Cab Rennick, in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, that was with Phillips Petroleum Company, and he was a gold medal winner along with Jim Thorpe playing basketball. And he's the gentleman that told me that the Budweiser distributorship was in the Bartlesville market and it was for sale. So those two friendships really paid off for me, and that's the reason you need to keep making friends throughout your life. Graduating from Morgan Park gives you a head start in life, but you have to remember that education doesn't do everything more than prepare you for success. It's still up to you to make success happen. In the same way, my friendship with the thralls did not bring me success on a silver platter. Neither in my education, Morgan Park, was responsible for all my successes. Those early influences were important, that simply didn't hand me success. They inspired me. They helped me realize my own potential, making sure I had a plate full of hard work in front of me. When I say hard work, I mean hard work. Sometimes it feels like just living takes hard work, but living successfully requires even harder work. You're growing up at a time when more young people than ever are daring to dream bigger than ever. Unfortunately, you're also living at a time in which some young people are forgetting that big dreams never come true for people who expect their dreams to come to them. You have to go out and build your dreams through sweat, tears, and perseverance. It's always been that way and always will be. Finally, I have 3 words of wisdom I'd like to leave with you. First, finding work that you love is rarely the easiest path. It's worth the extra effort. Secondly, be grateful and show respect to those who will inevitably be there to help you every step of the way. And lastly, but perhaps most importantly, always be a good friend. Thank you all, and the best of luck.
Thank you, Mr. Creasap. We are honored today to have our commencement speaker, Mr. D. Stephen Menzies, a 1973 graduate of Morgan Park Academy. Mr. Menzies is a senior vice president and group president at Trinity Industries, a publicly traded New York Stock Exchange company headquartered in Dallas. Trinity is the largest manufacturer of rail cars, inland barges, highway guardrail, and wind towers in North America. Mr. Menzies leads Trinity Rail, Trinity's rail car manufacturing, leasing, and services business. He is also chairman of Trinity's $2 billion rail car leasing joint venture. During his 15-year tenure at Trinity, Mr. Menzies has integrated Trinity's various rail car businesses to create a seamless experience for customers seeking rail car products and services. Under his leadership, Trinity Rail has grown its leasing business, expanded its customer base, and maintained its market-leading manufacturing position while producing record results. While attending MPA from first grade through high school graduation, Mr. Menzies was recognized as an outstanding athlete playing football, basketball, and baseball, and received several all-conference and all-state honors. He went on to play football as a walk-on at Tulane University. Mr. Menzies received a Bachelor's of Business Studies from Tulane in 1977 and a Master's of Art in Finance from the University of Alabama in 1979. Mr. Menzies serves on the board of directors for the National Freight Transportation Association and on the board of visitors for the Culver House College of Business at the University of Alabama. He is an active supporter of the American Heart Association and the American Diabetes Association. This year he will serve as honorary chairman of the Tour de Cure, an annual Dallas bike rally that is a major fundraiser for the American Diabetes Association. Mr. Menzies is an advocate for Emily's Place in Dallas, a home for women and children who are victims of domestic violence. I was pleased to have a chance to meet Mr. Menzies during his recent visit on campus. His fondness and sincere love for MPA was evident. As he shared his memories of the academy, it made both myself and the faculty he met with proud to be associated with an institution that had such an impact on his life. His generous support for the academy is greatly appreciated. I am pleased and honored to present Mr. D. Stephen Menzies.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Shepard, for that very kind introduction. Chairman Rathie and the Board of Trustees, Head of School, Mrs. Shepard, Academy administrators, esteemed faculty, distinguished and fellow alumni, parents, friends, and the Morgan Park Academy class of 2016. It is my privilege to be invited here to provide the commencement address. I can think of no higher alumni honor than to have the opportunity I have today to stand on the steps of Alumni Hall, steps I took each school day from September of 1961 to June of 1973, to be at a school that had such an incredible impact on the person that I've become. To give the commencement address at Morgan Park Academy is a humbling experience, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity. Thank you. Congratulations, class of 2016. The diploma you're about to receive is a major achievement that represents the strong educational foundation you have been provided at Morgan Park Academy. You will find, as I have, that foundation will serve you very well. Over time, you will gain an even greater appreciation for the significance of what you have accomplished. Though it was 42 years ago that I was sitting where you are now, it seems like only yesterday. It's easy for me to think about the things you may be thinking about at this very moment, the parties you'll be attending over the next few days, the family celebrations, and spending time with friends, many of whom may be going different directions in the fall. I also found graduation day to be a time of reflection. I had attended Morgan Park Academy from 1st grade through 12th grade virtually my entire life. Even when we were not in school, I was at the academy, playing pickup football here in Jones Bowl, or in pickup basketball over in the gymnasium, or perhaps helping a teacher with a summer project, or in the office talking with Coach Jones. Sure, I was looking forward to going to New Orleans and starting the next phase of my life at Tulane University. But underneath my cool 70s facade, I was nervous. I was anxious, and yes, I was a little scared. To be frank, it was difficult for me to imagine life without Morgan Park Academy. This is such a special place. I enrolled in 1st grade at Morgan Park Academy in 1961 and graduated as part of the Centennial Class of 1973. A few of my classmates are here today. Great to see you. I imagine several of you were surprised to learn that I'd be giving the commencement address. Well, let me tell you, I was surprised too. I have very positive, wonderful memories of my classmates. I hope to represent the class of 73 well today. Thank you for being here. By the way, I have the distinct but little known honor of being one of the first 2 students to attend the academy from 1st through 12th grade. Yes, we are known as the first MPA lifers. I believe we have 3 lifers in the graduating class of 2016. Shreya Chandra, Max Ruiz, Donnie Williams. Would you please stand up? Perhaps we should start our own MPA Lifer Club. What do you think? I know well how much hard work and perseverance was required to make it to this day. I also know what an indelible mark the Academy will have made on your lives, just as it has on mine. Congratulations, a special congratulations to you. Oh, and by the way, lifers, there is life after MPA. It's great to be back on campus. Such a beautiful day, such a beautiful neighborhood, Beverly Morgan Park. I was raised not far from here at 108th and Longwood Drive. I walk to school most days. It's about 5 blocks away if you cut through Bill Belote's backyard and the Morgan Park Methodist Church parking lot. Being here today really feels like home. My grandmother always reminded me, home is where the heart is. My heart will always be at the Academy. And graduates, I hope you will always feel this to be home as well. It's no coincidence that I've spent the last 25 years of my career working in the railroad industry. I'm a 3rd-generation railroader. My grandfather worked for Illinois Central Railroad for 42 years, and my mother was an executive assistant at the same railroad, serving 5 different CEOs. A very unique accomplishment. Mom was tops at what she did. and was a strong role model for me with respect to a work ethic and professionalism. My mother and father had divorced when I was 2, and I was raised by my mother and grandparents. I am so proud of all that she accomplished. Rarely does a day pass that I don't think about how fortunate I am to have had a mother who believed in the importance of an excellent education. Not just an education, but an excellent education. My mother first became acquainted with Morgan Park Academy in the 1940s when it was a military school. She and the other young ladies who attended Academy of Our Lady, a Catholic girls' preparatory school on 95th Street, were often invited to the academy for school dances with the cadets. Perhaps you had a dance with Mom, Denny. By the time I was ready for first grade, Morgan Park Academy was a co-educational college preparatory school and her first choice for me. My mother knew that investing in my education would provide many opportunities for my long-term growth and development. It wasn't easy for her. She sacrificed financially and personally so I could attend the academy. I'm very, very grateful for those sacrifices. What a great gift she gave me by allowing me to go to school here. Class of 2016, your parents have given you that same wonderful gift. And parents of the class of 2016, you've sent a clear message to your sons and daughters about the importance of an excellent education. I understand the great pride you feel today and the sacrifices you made so that your child could attend this school. Congratulations to you, and on behalf of Morgan Park Academy, thank you for placing such trust and confidence in our school. Parents, I applaud you. Being asked to give the commencement address at the Academy is definitely an honor. I quickly realized, however, that composing a meaningful commencement address for your alma mater is no small undertaking. Like most alumni, I've only been involved peripherally with the Academy since my graduation. I read the school magazine, scan the website from time to time, and have returned for a couple of class reunions. Nevertheless, as I started to think about my comments today, I quickly developed some key topics that I wanted to cover based on my experiences, including those 40 and 50 years ago at MPA. Then it occurred to me that it might be a good idea to visit the campus. Meet with students, meet with faculty, talk with the administration, and make sure my thoughts were still relevant. I wanted to feel and touch the academy, to develop a first-hand view of what was occurring on campus, and to gain insight into what, if anything, had changed. I'm very glad that I did, and I ended up learning a lot more than I anticipated. My visit to the academy brought to life the saying, the more things change, the more they remain the same. There's no question that much has changed since 1973. Imagine students using encyclopedias, slide rules, and typewriters instead of the internet, calculators, and laptops used today. We played football, and the girls were cheerleaders. In fact, girls' sports were limited to field hockey, volleyball, and basketball. Basketball played with 6 players on a side, with the girls wearing blouses and skirts. As compared to the 6 competitive girls' teams, high school teams, the academy fielded this past year. In the 60s and 70s, our field trips were limited to the greater Chicago area. I probably visited the Museum of Science and Industry and Field Museum a dozen times each during my 12 years at the academy. Today, Academy students are encouraged to travel the world, places like Thailand and Peru, places I only knew as names on a map. But on a deeper level, things were still the same. When I met with Mrs. Shepard and Mr. Hermosia, I found they share the same commitment to creating an environment for excellence in education as did Mr. Jones and Mrs. Theodore, the administrators who were here when I was a student. And when I met with Coach Perizzo, the athletic director, I found the same deep-rooted belief that competitive athletics supports the development of critical life skills, such as leadership, discipline, perseverance, and teamwork. A belief shared by Coach Jones, Coach Cleary, and Coach Cahill, a few of the men who coached me during my years at Morgan Park Academy. I could easily take my entire allotted of time today sharing the impact Coach Jones had on my life and my becoming a man. And when I met with Academy faculty, Mr. Drahosel, Mr. Malcolm, Mrs. Amberg, Ms. Burgess, Mrs. Drown, I found committed, engaged professionals utilizing the latest teaching techniques and resources, but with the same focus, core skills development, as Mr. Scanlon, Mrs. George, and Dr. Brown, some of my teachers. Today's faculty also shared the same intense interest in helping each student achieve his or her unique potential and holding them accountable for high achievement, as did Mr. Collar, Mr. Lentz, and Mr. Kronk. They held me accountable for achieving my unique potential. The more things change, the more they remain the same. My meetings in recent time on campus assured me that the core values of excellence in education, developing individuals to achieve their unique potential, and holding students accountable are still firmly entrenched in the fabric of this great institution. I was assured that no matter how much had changed since I was a student in the 60s and the 70s, the Academy at its core was still the same. Another thing that has not changed is the Academy's focus on developing leaders. Early in its history, the Academy developed future military leaders. Eventually, its focus shifted to developing leaders in business and commerce, medicine, education, and law. Now the Academy sets its sights on preparing tomorrow's global leaders. Global leaders. That's a lofty goal, but a worthy goal and a goal worth striving for. Our world is increasingly interconnected via technology, via trade, via travel, education, and immigration. It's becoming increasingly clear we need global leaders who respect and celebrate each other's differences, leaders who are willing to forge a common understanding so they can work together to make a positive difference in the world. And that's what I saw happening at Morgan Park Academy. Students from a wide variety of ethnic, cultural, and religious backgrounds studying together, competing together, learning to appreciate and embrace one another's traditions and differences. This was underscored during the highlight of my campus visit, meeting with students Justice Pugh, Hiba Katurji, Shreya Chandra, and Madison Delaney. Let the truth be known, they were probably more excited about the pizza and cake pops being served at our lunch than they were about actually speaking with me. Wow, what an impressive group of young people. While I recognize they are school and class leaders, I have no doubt that these 4 students are representative of the caliber and focus of the entire class of 2016. As I spoke with the seniors, I was struck by their maturity and insight. They talked about embracing cultural diversity. They used words like acceptance, understanding, and respect. They talked about inclusion and attempting to find common ground. They referenced a strong sense of community at the Academy. They spoke about engaging others and listening openly to dissenting ideas and opinions, and respecting others with different faiths, nationalities, and beliefs. Now, this was different from when I attended the Academy. When I graduated from the Academy in 1973, cultural diversity referred to someone who didn't live in Beverly Morgan Park. Sure, Mr. Skelton, one of the fine educators at MPA at the time and an inveterate world traveler, did all he could in his social studies class to introduce us to different religions and cultures from around the world through textbooks, movies, and slideshows from his global treks. But that was only one class, and he shared with us things that were worlds away, with seemingly little impact on our daily lives here. Keep in mind, the Academy first integrated in 1969, my freshman year. My graduating class, the class of '73, was the first to include an African American student. At that point, my exposure to other cultures was limited to a Jewish classmate's bar mitzvah and understanding that my dear Greek Orthodox friends often celebrated Easter on a different day than Catholics and Protestants. But today's Morgan Park Academy students live cultural diversity every day. They are comfortable with diversity. They are comfortable in this multiracial, multi-faith, increasingly diverse world. Their degree of comfort is remarkable. But they do more than accept it. They embrace it. Wow. If only all the leaders of our nation could behave similarly, think about how much greater our already great nation could become. Class of 16, please hold on to these perspectives around diversity. Don't be dissuaded from this vision of what society could be. You have special insight, perspective to share with others. Actually, listening to you during lunch that day made me reflect on my leadership roles and the importance of my leadership skills. You made me revisit the effectiveness of my personal filters. Do I embrace people of different ideas, faiths, races? Do I listen to others openly? Do I work to include others that may be different? These are all great lessons for me certainly as a business and community leader. Thank you. I came to the Academy to learn about you. Instead, I ended up learning from you. Apparently, not only did I return to the Academy that day, I had also returned to school. Just another example of how life learning never ends. Leadership is a theme that's been mentioned several times this morning. The Academy clearly lays a foundation for global leadership in a variety of ways, integrating global studies into the curriculum, encouraging international travel, and recruiting international students to the student body. The Academy also offers hands-on opportunities for leadership through activities such as student council, the house system, service projects, athletics, the arts, and special events like Academy Day. And the Academy teaches leadership by valuing failure as much as success. It provides a supportive environment for those who try and fail. In my opinion, this is absolutely critical to building the confidence that's necessary to build a leader. When we try and fail, we are smarter the next time around. We're more confident about asking the right questions and making the tough choices. Some of my greatest learning experiences stem from situations where I failed. Far better to try and fail than to never try at all. Remember, the Major League Baseball home run champion is not the player who bats one time and hits one home run. It's the player who goes to the plate 500 times and hits 40 home runs. Morgan Park Academy understands the importance of the formative experience of failure. I'd like to share just a few additional personal insight about not just leadership, but what I view to be the keys to great leadership. I spent a lot of time thinking about leadership in my role at Trinity Industries. At Trinity, I lead an organization composed of more than 10,000 people throughout North America. Trinity Rail manufactures, leases, manages, and services rail cars. An organization like Trinity Rail, that includes 10,000 people, clearly needs leaders in a wide variety of areas. We need strong leaders to run our complex businesses, identify and seek new growth opportunities, and develop other future leaders. As an organization, we continually focus on developing leaders. It's a significant personal responsibility of mine, and my own leadership skills are constantly developing and expanding even today. Jack Welch, the chairman and CEO of the General Electric Company from 1981 to 2001, and one of the great business leaders of my generation, helped shape my thoughts about great leadership. His framework is based upon three key skills. First, great leaders create visions of what they want their businesses, their groups, their teams to be, to achieve. Secondly, they effectively communicate their vision to colleagues, stakeholders, teammates, to develop a shared understanding, to gain alignment. And then thirdly, they relentlessly drive execution through hard work, discipline, and teamwork. This is, in my view, the essential model, the essential framework for great leaders. Visionaries are almost always independent thinkers. Independent thinkers don't see things others don't. They make connections among patterns, activities, and perspectives in their mind's eye that others may miss. As a result, they see opportunities, challenges, and problems associated with situations long before others are able to do so. They are able to visualize what could be rather than what is. Graduates, think about that. What could be rather than what is. Seeing beyond the present to the possibilities of the future is the foundation for charting new directions that drive growth, discovery, improvement, innovation, and differentiation, and not just in business. It applies to the teams you're a part of, for the not-for-profits that you volunteer, your places of worship, your families, and yourself. Visualizing what could be as opposed to what is, and then making those visions become a reality is ultimately how we make our world a better place in which to live, work, and raise families. During my meeting with faculty on campus, Mr. Malcolm summarized independent thinking this way. He said, "It's not that we want our students to think outside the box. It's that we want them to create a bigger box and then think outside of that." That's the type of empowering guidance at Morgan Park Academy that enables independent thinking that is critical for great leaders to create compelling visions. There is more to leadership than thinking, however. Independent thinking skills mean little if you're unable to communicate what it is you want to accomplish with those who can help you accomplish it. Great leaders are able to articulate to others what they are thinking. They paint pictures for others of what they see in their mind's eyes. They use different forms of communication to help others see beyond what currently exists to what could be. Great leaders are responsible for communicating effectively. They view communications as a two-way street. They value the input of others and actively leverage others' strengths as they think, plan, and do. They know that collaboration usually results in greater results and better outputs. Because of this, they are active listeners, ask thought-provoking, open-ended questions, and give serious consideration to the answers provided. Great leaders are engaged and good at engaging others. By definition, leadership is a contact sport. Great leaders capture the hearts and the souls of those they lead. Their enthusiasm, their authenticity, their focus, and their drive inspire others to be involved, to follow, to make it happen. And great leaders relentlessly drive things through to completion. To do so, most important, great leaders build great teams to accomplish making their vision become a reality. This, in my experience, is the key differentiator for great leaders. I've seen leaders fail because they lacked vision, and I've seen visionaries who simply had poor vision. More common are great leaders, great visionaries who fall short because of poor execution and the lack of effective teamwork. I'm a firm believer in the collective strengths of people. Working together, great things can be accomplished with great teamwork. I learned this at the Academy. It's been foundational to my leadership. Here I learned the value of discipline, focus, perseverance, and teamwork. The championship teams of which I was a part may not have been the most athletically talented or great in number, but I was confident that none of our competition had practiced harder, were better prepared, or had a stronger sense of team than the Warriors. I'm very proud to be part of that legacy. And I feel the same way about my Trinity Rail team. Despite today's highly competitive environment, we produced record earnings the last 3 consecutive years. An incredible achievement, a testimonial to the collective strength of an engaged team, a great team. When people truly work in a team framework, great things can happen. Indeed, 1 + 1 equals more than 2. People generally want to be part of something successful, something special, and great leaders increase the probability of success by assembling great teams, coaching those team members, and looking for ways to help them achieve their unique potential. Great leaders lead by example, they walk the talk, and ask only from others what they are prepared to offer of themselves. So in my view, my experience, great leaders have vision, supported by independent thinking, they communicate effectively with others, and they relentlessly drive execution to make their vision a reality through exceptional teamwork. America's 6th president, John Quincy Adams, summarized great leadership in this manner: if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, become more, you are a great leader. There is no question that our world is in need of great leaders. Why not you, class of 2016? Embrace the opportunity for greatness, cause greatness. You've been well trained to think independently, you've been taught the skills to effectively communicate, and you are comfortable working with a different type of people. Go forth in the spirit of President Adams, inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, become more. Be great leaders. I'd like to close my remarks today by sharing one last insight from my day on campus. During my lunch with the seniors, I asked if there was anything in particular they would like to hear from me during my commencement address. At first, they seemed hesitant to speak their minds, but finally one of them told me it would be acceptable if I told them that everything would be okay. In fact, this student told me he could not hear it enough. Well, Justice, and the entire class of 2016, I'm here to tell you that everything's going to be okay. In fact, what I know about your families and the commitment they've made to seeing that you have an opportunity for an excellent education, and what I know about the skills and experiences that you've had here at Morgan Park Academy, and what I know about you, I think you're going to be more than okay. I think you're going to be great. So go forth, bring favor and distinction to Morgan Park Academy through your actions, through your accomplishments, through your thinking, and through your great leadership. I'm proud to know that you're going to be joining the men and women of the 142 classes before you as representatives of this school. Thank you very much for allowing me to share in this special day with you. May God bless you all, and thank you all very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Menzies. And now it is my honor to present our student awards, starting with the House Cup. Like many schools throughout the world, Morgan Park Academy divides its students, faculty, and staff into 4 houses. Named for 4 giants of MPA history, they are Blake House, Norton House, Theodore House, and Withington House. The house system provides a framework for intramural, athletic, charity, fundraising, and community competitions. Students win points for participation in all facets of school life, including academic achievement, co-curricular involvement, good deeds, and volunteer work. At the end of the year, the house with the most points wins the cup. This year's winner is Blake House. The upper school Blake House leader this year is Davy Solon, who is not here with us, but here to accept, or let me correct that, I'd like to ask Mr. Malcolm if he would be willing to accept the club for Blake House. Mr. Malcolm, who is celebrating his 40th year here at Morgan Park Academy. This semester's honor and high honor roll students include 17 members of the class of 2016 who fought off senioritis and continued their academic excellence all the way to graduation. Honor and high honor roll certificates for all other MPA students in the upper school will be mailed home. As I call your name, please stand. On the honor roll for this semester are seniors who earned a grade point average of at least 3.3 in all major subjects. They are Ashley Ross and Max Ruiz. On high honor roll for the semester are students who earned a grade point average of at least 3.7 in all major subjects. When I call your name, please stand. Danielle Catlett, Shreya Chandra, Elle Chen, Madison Delaney, Hiba Katurji, Daniel Kim, Lita Lee, Augustine Liu, Taylor Malecki, Justice Pugh, Zara Singh, Parmuk Sharama, Bella Tillman, Brandon Williams, and Gabrielle Zhuang. Overall, academic distinction prizes go to the students in each upper school class with the highest academic average for the school year. Their names are placed on the honor plaque hanging in Alumni Hall. Please stand if you're here when I call your name. This year's freshman winner of the academic distinction is Angela Cabrera. In the sophomore class, the winner is Theodore Cavello. In the junior class, Ariel Batchelor. And in our senior class, Daniel Kim. We also surveyed the upper school as a whole for 3 scholar awards in the form of gold, silver, and bronze medal given to students with the highest academic average in the upper school this year. The bronze medal goes to Ariel Batchelor. The silver medal goes to Madison Delaney. And the gold medal goes to Daniel Kim. The Jerome Thrall Junior Leadership Award is the most prestigious award given to students at the end of their junior year. It rewards faithfulness to the MPA tradition of excellence in citizenship, superior scholarship, and dedication to the enhancement of the common good. Recipients are chosen by the upper school faculty and receive a $4,000 scholarship for their senior year at the academy. Here today to join me in presenting this award is a member of the Thrall family, Jan Maza. Her father, Jerome Thrall, was a proud alumnus of the class of 1944, a successful businessman, devoted family man, and generous to many philanthropic causes, including Morgan Park Academy. Mr. Thrall was inducted into the MPA Hall of Fame in 1997 for his incredible support of our school. Upon his passing in 2009, his children established this award in his honor. The first recipient has an outstanding work ethic and a desire to always do her best, both in and out of the classroom. She is a member of the National Honor Society and is our incoming Student Council President. In addition, she is a member of the volleyball and basketball teams, both of whom have won regional championships. A role model for her fellow students, she has been a great ambassador for Morgan Park Academy. Our first recipient is Alana Leigh Phillips. Both of our junior recipients are taking the ACT exam today, so accepting on behalf of Alana is her mother, Ms. Pamela Phillips. Oh, okay, Mr. Chuck Lay.
Thank you. Okay.
Our second recipient is member of the National Honor Society and varsity golf team. He has been in the band for the past 3 years and sings in our chorus. Mr. Ellis and Mrs. Curran marvel at his talent and dedication to being the best musician that he can be. Our admissions team has benefited from his assistance at numerous events. On this year's Project Week to China, he took the time to help his peers to better understand the history and culture of China. His teachers all comment on his great work ethic and his desire to work to his potential. Our second recipient is Matthew Hugh. Accepting on Matthew's behalf is Ren Lee. Congratulations, thank you both. And now the cum laude distinction. Awarded to seniors who have demonstrated academic excellence by ranking in the top 20% of the graduating class. Students in the Cum Laude Society receive pins and certificates and wear gold caps at commencement to signify their membership. When I call your name, please stand. This year, Cum Laude graduates are Shreya Chandra, Madison Delaney, Hiba Katurji, Daniel Kim, Lita Lee, Augustine Liu, Pramukh Sharma, Bella Tillman, and Gabriella Schwang. The Global Scholars Award recognizes and celebrates 2 graduating seniors who have demonstrated a profound interest and passion for international affairs during their time at the Academy. Dedication to the study of at least one modern language other than English, leadership, active volunteerism both at home and on a global scale, and international affairs are just some of the attributes of the recipients of this award. We are confident that these recipients will not only make an impact at home, but they will also do so abroad. Our first recipient has been known affectionately as Mr. Project Week due to his interest in all things global. He began his career at the Academy in 9th grade. He has held leadership positions within Student Council, Diversity Council, and he has also been a member of the Red Cross and played basketball. He studied French in all 4 years at the Academy and spent a summer in China studying Mandarin and Chinese history and culture. In addition to China, the young man has traveled off the beaten path to India, Thailand, Mongolia, Jamaica, and Morocco. In the fall, he will begin his college career at Georgetown University. The Academy could not be more proud to present the 2016 Global Scholars Award to Justice Pugh. Our next recipient is a modern-day Renaissance woman. She came to the Academy when she was 9 years old and has taken full advantage of her education. She has been involved in newspaper, the arts, soccer, and serves on the team board of the Ronald McDonald House. In addition to English, she speaks German and Spanish and is one of the few students who has taken both the AP Spanish Language and AP Spanish Literature courses with high marks. A confident leader, she was a co-captain of the Model United Nations team and assistant director to the junior choir. The countries she has traveled to include Spain, China, Peru, Austria, Guatemala, and France. In the fall, she is going to Barnard College of Columbia University. The Academy is proud to present a 2016 Global Scholars Award to Madison Delaney. The Martin J. Wolf Service Award is presented to the senior with the most outstanding record of service to the school and the community as selected by the Service Club advisor. Recipients' names are engraved on a plaque to be displayed in Hanson Hall. The award is named for Martin Wolf, the Academy's longtime director of service learning. Our recipient will be a familiar face to all Morgan Park Academy's families, as she often is among the first to offer to assist at Academy events. Most recently, she was one of 2 upper school representatives in the BAPA Memorial Day Parade. Treasurer of our Student Council, she strove to create experience for her fellow students that would make the upper school years memorable. Kind, helpful, and ever cheerful, she has helped to make MPA a welcoming place. This year's winner is Bella Tillman. Okay. The Jean Landon Taylor Alumni Award is presented each year on behalf of the Alumni Association. A bronze plaque goes to the senior scholar in recognition of academic achievement, citizenship, and participation in school activities as determined by vote of the upper school faculty. The award is named in honor of Jean Landon Taylor, who served as an instructor of English and head of the English department at Morgan Park Military Academy from 1929 to 1945. This year, the award goes to Shreya Chandra. The Scholarship Award is presented each year to a senior scholar in recognition of scholastic excellence, citizenship, and participation in school activities. It is chosen by vote of the upper school faculty and carries with it a bronze plaque. This year, the award goes to Daniel Kim. The Harry D. Abels Award is presented annually to the class salutatorian based on 4-year cumulative grade point average. The winner receives a United States flag and a silver plaque. The award is named after Colonel Harry Delmont Abels, who joined the faculty of Morgan Park Academy in 1898 under Headmaster William Rainey Harper. Colonel Abels taught chemistry and physics and was instrumental in reorganizing the school in 1914. He served officially as superintendent of Morgan Park Military Academy from 1917 until his retirement in 1945. This year's winner of the Harry B. Abels Award is Hiba Katurji. Finally, the Hayden E. Jones Cup is presented annually to the class valedictorian as determined by the administration based on the 4-year cumulative grade point average. To be eligible, a student must have attended the academy for at least 3 years, including 11th and 12th grade. The winner receives a gold plaque and his or her name inscribed on the cup. Its namesake, Lieutenant Colonel Hayden Jones, joined the faculty of Morgan Park Academy as an instructor of Latin and history in 1899, while the academy was still part of the University of Chicago. In 1907, as we separated from the university, he joined Colonel Abels in reorganizing the school as Morgan Park Academy, and from 1919 until 1946, he served as superintendent. This beautiful quad was named in his honor in 1937, along with this top student award. This year, the award goes to Madison Delaney. Okay, I will ask Maddie to put down her plaque and return to the podium to deliver her valedictorian address. Please welcome Madison Delaney.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, parents, family, grandparents, friends. Good morning, teachers, faculty, and administration. And good morning, Morgan Park Academy class of 2016. Okay, when tasked with giving the valedictory address, it came as kind of a surprise to me, especially given my history of not being chosen to deliver graduation speeches. As some of you may remember, in our younger years, we were given the opportunity to write a reflection about that school year. This began in 5th grade, when we were all assigned to write something to deliver before the school. I wanted to see myself on stage to give myself a voice for everyone to hear, and I remember turning in my speech brimming with innocence and pride that I'd written something a full page long. And I was confident I would be chosen. I was not. Nevertheless, in 6th grade, I was sure that was my year. It was not, nor was 7th grade, and nor was 8th grade. So that being said, I would like to say that I'm absolutely honored to give this speech before you. Honored, but terrified, because I feel absolutely unqualified. However, I now realize that this speech is not a personal reflection of my own time at MPA, but my chance to give our class a voice, to speak about my friends, our peers who make up the class of 2016, to reflect on our school, our families, and our futures. Teachers, we have been incredibly lucky to have been taught by a group so enthusiastic and passionate. Not only have our teachers taught us about the Pythagorean theorem, the elements of the periodic table, and how to diagram a sentence, but we also know how to fill out income tax forms, balance a checkbook, and investigate the legitimacy of a charity, among many other useful skills. However, more than anything, you have taught us to care about our families, our communities, our work, and each other. You, our teachers, have been such a strong presence in our lives for the past years, and each morning you remind us that teaching is one of the most honorable careers in our society. Parents, we owe you our deepest thanks, our most profound gratitude. Without you, we could not walk across this stage today. You were our first teachers. You are our constant supporters, even if you don't always understand our motivations. For us, you have sacrificed. For us, you have given your time and your love, even when all we gave you back was an eye roll. But sincerely, we do thank you, and we love you probably more than we've expressed in these past years. To my own mom and dad, I'm sorry for our fights because they were really all my fault, and I cannot thank you enough for putting up with me, for allowing me to feel right when I was probably wrong. Thank you for always encouraging me, for letting me make decisions on my own. And thank you for not laughing in my face this year when I temporarily decided to become the next Tina Fey. And I'm really not funny at all. Class of 2016, I think we're a pretty awesome bunch. I'm honored to have spent high school with each and every one of you. In our midst, we have future athletes, politicians, scientists, journalists, veterinarians, doctors, and engineers. We are a group so diverse in talents that it would be a disservice to attempt to list them all. In our years growing up, we have formed a bond that was almost akin to siblinghood, strong, unwavering, sometimes dysfunctional, filled with both unity and rivalry. At times, we've made stronger alliances against teachers, administration, and sometimes other students than many countries have made during wartime. We've become bonded as a class, unified. Together, we have accomplished a lot because we stuck together. We grew together, and we inspired our friends and one another to be better and do more. But I don't believe that this should just be a sentimental speech, a walk down memory lane. We're more than nostalgic young adults who, now that we've passed the line between student and alumni, are pining for the good old days. As I stand before you, I hope to give more than the reflection that was asked of us in middle school, and instead to speak to the immediate, to our futures. I now realize I have little guidance or counsel for my class. I'm definitely not wiser or more experienced than any student on this stage. Thus, I decided to begin by using the words of someone else, or many people, actually. There's a Russian idiom that translates to, literally, take oneself in one's hands. In context, this means pull yourself together. Yes, asking a class to pull themselves together may seem like an odd way to begin a speech for a happy occasion. However, on this day, which is poised to be labeled as the first day of the rest of our lives, I believe that this is the mantra many of us need. No, we're not inconsolable. We are not hysterical about moving into the wider world. In fact, it is quite the opposite. As young adults, we see our capabilities. We find solace in dreaming about the future, about all the things we will do and accomplish for humanity. We, the class of 2016, are ready to take the world by storm. We are eager for independence, eager to go out in the world and make something of ourselves. We see ourselves as resilient, ready for hardships and disappointment, confident that our own drive and passion for good will help us to achieve our dreams. As we look out into the horizons of our lives, we see possibilities brimming with independence and self-sufficiency. We see the opportunity to make decisions for ourselves, to control every aspect of our own lives. So there's an awesome appeal to the phrase, take oneself in one's hands. Yet, even as we do this, even as we set out into wider realms to take on politics, medicine, business, and the injustices of the world, we must realize we're not alone. Nobody's really alone. In Russia, in an isolated country home, it may be simple enough to take oneself in one's hands, where self-reliance is the only choice. But we do not live in that world. At the very least, we find ourselves swimming in the sea of ideas, choices, and people that is our society. We know that we are inextricably bound to some place, to somebody, to our class of 2016. This past year, in the midst of global turmoil, economic strife, political shifts, and a historic, albeit frustrating, presidential election, we have seen the effects of a global lack of unity within our own nation, within our own cities, and within our own school. In context, this idiom's meaning, pull yourself together, comes to signify more for our class and our generation than it originally seemed. In our world today, we are not simply individuals with solitary dreams and aspirations. We are groups, we are families, brought together by the ideas and values that we so fervently support. We are humans brought together by common experiences, by common traits that we cannot solely describe. As we look out into the wider world and set our sights on something, we must remember our humanity, our duty to others, our unity with the human race. We cannot solely look for our own gain, but must continue on the path that we created for ourselves in high school. When I look at the class of 2016, I see a group of students who have spent their past years helping their communities, future scientists who volunteered at hospitals and conducted research, groups of dedicated students who organized food and clothing drives for refugees. Some of us have worked extensively on literacy campaigns. We are future politicians who labored tirelessly for the Student Council. We are artists and choreographers who raised thousands of dollars to benefit AIDS research and treatment. We, as a class, understand the plurality of our existence and have done what we can to improve it. And with that understanding, we have chosen to become a class of action. I see my class exercising this action already in aspects of their life, by keeping their word, by holding doors open for strangers, by embracing diversity and expounding bigotry, and through random acts of kindness. We now are choosing to expand this action through our education and future pursuits. We are a class of diligent dreamers, future Doctors Without Borders, future Peace Corps volunteers, future artists, future educators. We want to engineer more sustainable desalination plants for regions prone to drought, to use microeconomics as a means to fight world hunger. We are a class who will identify problems in this world, both big and small, and work diligently and innovatively to solve them. I have confidence in my class of 2016. I am thankful to be a part of this class, to be a part of a class in which each student realizes their relationship to the wider world, to be a class that recognizes the value of we and the value of us and the value of viewing this as our world. This idiom, in the context of our class, becomes less about consolation and more about solidarity. The solidarity that our class exhibits when we decided to go away with you and I and adopt the mentality of we. So, as we now walk the line between student and alumni, class of 2016, let's pull ourselves together. Thank you.
Thank you, Maddie. And now the moment all of these young ladies and gentlemen have been waiting for, the presentation of diplomas. Okay, graduates, as you come forward, you will receive your diploma from Mr. Rothi, our board chair, and congratulations from Mr. Drahazel, our upper school principal. I'm gonna turn this way to make sure you don't screw this up, okay? Okay. Jack Anderson is a beloved and phenomenal athlete, a reliable golfer who took every match in stride. He improved every season and brought a great attitude to the team. His perseverance in baseball was remarkable as well. Despite injury setbacks, by 11th grade, he was able to be a team MVP and an all-conference player. Jack will be remembered as a pleasant, likable young man with great dedication to and enthusiasm for his learning. He plans to study at Purdue University in Calumet. Mr. Jack Anderson. Henry Arnold is a kind young man with a great sense of humor. With us since middle school, Henry has shown tremendous growth throughout his time at MPA. Henry's quiet nature, at first meeting, soon falls away to reveal his witty humor and pointed insights. Incredibly creative, Henry's artistic abilities make him stand out among his peers. He plans to study at Illinois State University. Henry Charles Arnold. Will is a creative artist with intense curiosity. As a passionate actor on stage, his enthusiasm for the theater is infectious. He has a calm and positive demeanor, which makes him easy to be around and encourages the people around him to rise to his level. This calm center was instrumental in his work as assistant director on many productions. We will miss his untiring imagination and unique perspectives. He plans to study at Columbia College Chicago. William James Callahan. Jeff is a dedicated and talented athlete whose positive attitude helped him be an asset to Morgan Park Academy. Always willing to contribute ideas and stand up for his strong convictions, Jeff has carried himself as a leader both in and out of the classroom. Jeff could be counted on to do the right thing. There is no doubt he will carry his success on to college. He plans to study at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. Jeffrey Brian Cartwright, Jr. Danielle, an indispensable member of the girls' soccer team, Arts Council, Diversity Council, Prom Committee, and manager to the basketball team. Danielle has been one of the most active and involved students in her class. In addition to her lengthy resume, she will undoubtedly be remembered by friends, classmates, and faculty for her bubbly personality and her sense of humor. She plans to study at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. Danielle Catlett. Reliable, dependable, and perpetually positive, Shreya has been a leader in many activities. Known for stepping up and speaking up, Shreya's notable roles at MPA have included newspaper editor, captain of Model UN, director of Dance for Life, and captain on the tennis team. An MPA lifer, Shreya has also taken on challenging academic schedules and excelled in her studies. She plans to study at the University of Michigan. Shreya Chandra. Elle is a very bright student with extremely great potential. A student who truly understands the commitment to learning, Elle has shared her abundance of knowledge throughout her MPA career. In addition to juggling a full schedule with 3 concurrent AP classes, Elle took the initiative to take AP exams on her own for courses not offered at MPA. We are sure that her passion for learning will continue as she heads to college. She plans to study at the University of California, Berkeley, L. Chin. James came to us at the beginning of his junior year, but his transition to this class has been particularly seamless. Known for being quiet and confident, James was quick to find his niche in the arts department. Able to lose himself in a role, Mrs. Bergen notes that James's creative spirit and unique perspective make him a standout. His contributions to course made him an invaluable member of our baritone section. He plans to study at Northern Illinois University, James William Cross III. Maddie has held several leadership positions in organizations, regularly volunteers her time through several charities, helped mentor students both formally and informally after school, and has simultaneously acted, directed, and designed sets and costumes in all of our school's plays. Yet, Maddie was able to budget her time well enough to never be overwhelmed by all of her responsibilities and always maintain a sweet disposition. We look forward to hearing of her future successes. She plans to study at Barnard College, Madison Parisi Delaney.
Love you, Maddie. Love you too.
Travis has been noticed for his polite demeanor and even-keel personality. Faculty have remarked that they could count on being greeted by Travis on a daily basis. His presence will certainly be missed in our sports program. Known for his crossover on the basketball court, he has also impressed time and time again as captain of the golf team. Mr. Regala, one of his coaches, praises Travis for inspiring teammates and coaches with his positivity. He plans to study at Drake University. Travis Denton. Cameron has been known at MPA for many different things. He is a star on the tennis court, a gifted photographer, a whiz at physics, a dedicated college sports fan, and an amazing connoisseur of indie music. He is also known for being a great friend, a considerate classmate, and a conscientious student. We will miss his big heart, strong character, and well-crafted mixtapes. He plans to study at Loyola University, Cameron Garrett. Jordan has made steady and sure progress in his first year at MPA. He proved to be a persistent and determined student, ready to give the best of himself in his learning. A young man who enjoyed conversing with his faculty, Jordan shared tales with them of his outside interests, including the martial arts. Through his hard work, he completed a successful year at MPA and heads to college in the fall. He plans to study at the University of Arizona, Jordan Gaston. Jada's love of China motivated her to take Mandarin for 4 years and culminated with a trip to China during project week of her senior year. Quick to smile and ever willing to help, Jada embraced service opportunities with younger students. Jada's passion for and talent with assisting children will extend to college as she plans to major in elementary education. We will miss her kind demeanor and welcoming smile. She plans to study at Millikan University, Jada Denise Griffin. Hiba is a strong young lady with a natural sense of leadership. An outspoken, active member of many activities, Hiba handled the responsibility of being the student council vice president with grace and class. Her clear sense of pride in her heritage was evidenced as she shared her culture with her peers. A dedicated student with the heart of a goal and an infectious smile, Hiba will be dearly, dearly missed. She plans to study at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. Hiba Katurgi. Araj Kazi, though hard to believe now, Kazi was rather shy and reserved when he first arrived. His tremendous growth as a student and a person has been impressive to witness. Never afraid to express himself, even though we wish he would, Kazi willingly shares his opinion and engages in friendly debate. He's a very positive young man with a great outlook on life, and we eagerly anticipate tales of his future success. He plans to study at Loyola University in Chicago. Araj Kazi. Daniel is a detailed-oriented student who takes his responsibilities seriously. A ferocious reader, a talented musician, and a dedicated golfer, Daniel knows how to manage his time. Though he likes to challenge himself in class, Daniel is also kind and likes to entertain his peers with his jokes. His peers always run to him to ask how to solve a problem or get his opinion on an assignment. He plans on studying at Kenyon College. Daniel Kim. Robert has matured into a quiet leader who recently co-captained the basketball team. In addition to his impressive rebound skills on the court, Robert is also a talented artist and a hard-working, conscientious student. Sure of his convictions, Robert is an advocate of social justice. As an Eagle Scout, Robert has spent much of his time outside of school helping others. He plans to study at Rhodes College. Robert Edward King. Yazim is a good-natured young man who always welcomed and greeted his peers and teachers. His optimistic attitude is well balanced with his keen mind toward his learning. An independent thinker with a humble and kind attitude, Yazin has been a dedicated member of the boys' soccer team and got to exhibit his leadership skill as captain in his senior year. We will miss his gentle and warm-hearted smile. He plans to study at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. Yazin Kudami. Lita is humble but courageous to stand up to challenges. Though she is quiet and calm, Lita does not hesitate to advocate for herself. Hardworking and willing to seek self-improvement, her remarkable academic record indicates her ambition in education. We will remember her as a young lady of genuine sincerity, a dedicated singer in our chorus, and a student with perseverance, diligence, and determination. She plans to study at the University of California, Santa Barbara. Lita Lee. Augustine is a reliable, wise team member whose impressive competing advanced him to the state level. As a consistent player on the soccer team, he was able to share the honor of winning the regional championship in 2013. Augustine's commitment to excellence led him to excel in the classroom, commit to his musical studies, and be ever ready with a helping hand for his classmates. He plans to study at New York University. Augustine Liu. kind-hearted spirit who has been with us since freshman year, Taylor has proven to be a hardworking student, juggling 3 AP courses this year, yet managed to stay active with school activities. A natural leader with a great people sense, Taylor shines when she can organize and execute major events. Taylor's faculty have appreciated her attention to detail, her persistence, and her concern for others. She plans to study at Ball State University. Taylor Ann Malecki. Brandon is an easygoing and pleasant young man who knows how to create fun out of the little things in everyday life. In his senior year, he was able to bring his harmonious and outgoing personality to the student council, where he represented his class well. He was also a major contributor to the boys' basketball team. He plans to study at Loyola University in Chicago. Brandon Miller. Francesca is famous for her friendly, outgoing personality and her unconditional love for family, friends, and animals. Her ferret, Jeffrey, has made regular appearances at MPA counter my request. He, in fact, may be hiding in the audience somewhere. Francesca has participated in many activities, but she will likely be most remembered as an enthusiastic member of the cast and crew of many theater productions. She plans to study at Loyola University. Francesca Caitlin Milliner.
I love you, baby.
Love you too.
Everett has a keen sense of leadership. The enthusiastic and spirited house leader for Withington for 2 years, Everett likes to give the best of himself and work to be successful. Passionate about film, Everett produced and edited the opening film for Dance for Life, the Upper School Spring Play, The Sparrow, and constantly sought filmmaking advice from Mandala. We will miss his warm greetings, his positive outlook, and his head-to-toe yellow on house color days. He plans to study at Columbia College Hollywood. Everett Mosley. Gabrielle is a dedicated athlete whose wonderful attitude is evident both on and off the basketball court. In the classroom and in athletics, Gabby has proven herself as a natural leader and one who strives to succeed in any circumstances. Although usually quiet, Gabby has no qualms about sticking up for what she believes in. We will miss her cheerful presence and her warm smile. She plans to study at the University of Connecticut. Gabrielle Oluwatumise Abevrie. Justice made a difference in the MPA community. He pursued different leadership positions, including being the student council president. A confident, outspoken young man who loves to help, Justice is passionate about doing the right thing. He loves traveling and learning about other cultures and took full advantage of his time at the academy through Project Week trips to the countries like Morocco, India, and Thailand. Our very own Mr. President plans to study at Georgetown University. Justice Cornelius Pugh. Danielle is a bright student with loads of potential, and she has been an excellent addition to the MPA family this year. Balancing her drive for independence with a kind and compassionate nature, Danny brings a positive and confident attitude to school. She managed to be successful in rigorous AP courses while still exploring a passion for the arts. There is no doubt that she will continue to be successful in college. She plans to study at Xavier University in Louisiana, Danielle Robinson. Ashley has a great personality. She is kind, respectful, unbelievably sweet, and creative. A caring and compassionate student in our lower middle school, Ashley rejoined her class for senior year, and all of us were pleased to welcome her back. Her drive is impressive and will surely take her far. Ashley's colorful personality and perpetual smile will be missed by all. She plans to study at DePaul University. Ashley Eloise Ross. Kyle may be best known among his fellow graduates for his laid-back attitude, unique sense of style, and excellent rapping skills. As a student council representative, he was glad to advocate for his classmates. His faculty also know him as a student with searing insights and a unique perspective. Kyle has discovered some of the strengths in the art department and recently started up a listening club to share his favorite music with like-minded peers. He plans to study at Otis College of Art and Design. Kyle Roundtree. Max, an MPA lifer, has devoted countless hours to summer camp at MPA, first as a young participant to ultimately a reliable counselor. He jokes with quiet tone and a serious looks become his trademark, and his strong work ethic and earnestness steadily enhanced his learning. We will miss his witty, dry one-liners and his efforts to evoke a smile. He plans to study at Indiana University in Bloomington. Max Ruiz. Zara, a talented and wise soul. She is a no-nonsense kind of young woman who embodies tremendous personal growth, resilience, and success. Her dedication and willingness, immense skill as a singer, musician, and actor made a big difference in many MPA theater productions. A quiet leader, Zara's worldly view, tenacity, and passion have been influential in our community. We will miss her curiosity about and care for both the MPA community and the world at large. She plans to study at Scripps College. Zara Kaur Singh. Kennedy is an exceptionally bright student who, when given the opportunity to express herself, displays her sheer brilliance. Her reserved nature, often mistaken for shyness, reveals a patient willingness to listen and a fierce sense of self. With a wonderful sense of humor and a very easygoing demeanor, Kennedy has cultivated loyal and lasting friendships. We are sure to hear of her many future success. She plans to study at Simmons College. Kennedy Camille Smith. Pramuk is an intelligent young man with a promising future. Hardworking, insightful, and compassionate, he has been a staple on our WISE team throughout his MPA career, who has earned the respect of peers and faculty alike. We are sure he will continue to share his gifts and display his brilliance throughout college and into whichever field he chooses. He plans to study at the University of Illinois in Urbana. Pramuk Shrivama. Over the years here at MPA, Bella has established herself as someone who defines kindness and respect. She gives her time and talent to assist others and provides invaluable support for causes she believes in. As treasurer of student council, she was instrumental in making the student school year successful with an array of activities. Bella's smile and giving nature will be remembered by all. She plans to study at St. Mary's College. Bella Scarlett Tillman. A true warrior at heart, Noelle regularly stays after school to watch sports games and cheer on her friends. Her ever-present cheerful attitude is revealed by her winning smile. Stylish and gregarious, Noelle has also managed to be a dedicated student, maintaining an interest across all subjects, including a 4-year study of French. Her infectious spirit will surely be missed. She plans to study at Xavier University in Louisiana. Noelle Nicole Walton. Brandon is a uniquely mature and confident student, wise beyond his years. Brandon brings seriousness and attentiveness to all aspects of his life at MPA. He is known for his constantly strong academic performance and particularly his aptitude in history. Outside of the classroom, Brandon excelled on the school's newspaper staff and also on the tennis team, where he won the Coaches Award twice. He plans to study at Washington University in St. Louis. Brandon Williams. Donnie has been an honorable and dedicated member of our baseball team since MPA middle school and a lifer at the academy. He enjoys the outdoors and spends some of his free time hunting with his family. Smart and down to earth, Donnie has a sensible approach to learning. In addition to his athletic pursuits, this year Donnie discovered an aptitude for singing. He plans to study at Southern Illinois University, Carbondale. Donnie Gary Williams. Gabriella is a top student who has been with us since junior year. She has been an indispensable assistant to Mrs. Drown's biology classroom and a staple in the soprano section of our course. Independent and mature, Gabriella likes to sing, loves fashion, and enjoyed many aspects of being a homestay student. She is also memorably signed up for the Project Week trip to Peru just so she could see a llama. She plans to study at the University of Michigan. Gabriella Zhuang. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to present you the graduating class of 2016.
9 months ago, we were seniors, ready to start our final year of upper school. Today, we leave as graduates of Morgan Park Academy.
My fellow classmates, as a sign of our shift from students to graduates, take your tassel and shift it to the opposite side of your cap. We'll throw on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
friends, students, and faculty, thank you all for joining us to celebrate commencement. Without your contributions to their success, these young men and women would not be celebrating their accomplishments today. I ask that you please remain seated as our graduates and faculty recess. Once the recessional is complete, the graduates will be glad to receive their guests around the semicircle sidewalk at the end of Jones Bowl. Thank you.